The Little Bird and the Power of Gratitude. In the middle of a vast burning desert, there lived a small, fragile bird. Her life was nothing but a chain of pain and sadness. Her feathers had fallen off, her body was weak, and she could not fly anymore. Every day she woke up under the scorching sun, surrounded by dry sand and silence. There was no tree to shelter her, no pond to drink from, and no companion to comfort her. Hunger and thirst had become her closest friends, and loneliness her only shadow. She often looked up at the sky and whispered, "Why me, God? Why did you choose such a hard life for me?" But the desert wind gave no answer. One afternoon, as she lay exhausted under the heat, she noticed a white pigeon flying gracefully across the golden sky. Gathering her last bit of strength, she called out, "Brother, please stop for a moment." The pigeon heard her weak voice and gently landed beside her. "What happened, sister? You look so sad and weak," he said softly. The little bird looked up, her eyes filled with tears. "Where are you going?" she asked. "I am going to heaven," the pigeon replied. The word heaven lit a small spark of hope in the bird's weary heart. Folding her wings together, she begged, "Brother, please do me one favor. When you reach heaven, ask God about me. Ask him when my pain will end. Ask him when my bad days will turn into good days." The pigeon's heart was moved. "I will surely ask him about you," he promised, and with a graceful flap of his wings, he flew toward the heavens. When the pigeon reached heaven, he met an angel at the gate. Bowing respectfully, he said, "I met a small bird in the desert, suffering deeply. Please tell me, when will her sorrow end?" The angel looked at him with gentle eyes and replied, "God has written 10 more years of pain for that little bird. She will not find happiness until then." The pigeon's heart sank. 10 more years? He said sadly. "If I tell her this, she will lose all hope and completely break down. Isn't there any way to help her?" The angel thought for a while and then said, "Tell her to keep repeating these words in every situation, no matter how hard it is. Thank you, God, for everything. This is her true test." The pigeon returned to earth and found the little bird still resting under the burning sun. He gently delivered the message. At first, the bird was confused. "Thank you, God, for what? For my pain? For my hunger? For this suffering?" she asked. But then she looked into the pigeon's eyes and realized there was something deeper in that message. Perhaps a secret way to survive. So she made a promise to herself. "From now on, no matter what happens, I will always say, 'Thank you, God, for everything.'" The days passed slowly. When the sun burned her fragile body, she whispered, "Thank you, God, for everything." When she fell and her wings ached, she said, "Thank you, God, for everything." When she searched for food and found nothing, she still said, "Thank you, God, for everything." At first, nothing seemed to change, but slowly, something magical began to happen. Her heart, once filled with pain, began to feel lighter. Her thoughts grew calmer. Her tears became prayers. Day after day, her old weak feathers started to fall, replaced by new, stronger ones, shining and full of life. Then, one evening, dark clouds began to gather over the desert. The wind picked up and suddenly heavy rain started to fall. For the first time in years, the desert came alive. Green shoots appeared through the sand, tiny flowers bloomed, and a small pond formed nearby. The little bird stood in the rain, spreading her wings wide, feeling the cool drops wash away all her pain. She drank the fresh water, sang her first song in years, and whispered again, "Thank you, God, for everything." Her body healed, her strength returned, and she could fly once more. The lifeless desert that once held her sorrow now shimmered with life and color. 10 days later, the white pigeon happened to fly by again. He could not believe his eyes. The place that had once been barren was now green and full of life. The bird who was once sick and broken was now flying joyfully through the air, her feathers glistening in the sunlight. "How is this possible?" the pigeon thought in amazement. The angel said she would suffer for 10 more years. He immediately flew back to heaven and found the same angel. "You said the little bird would have 10 more years of sorrow," he said. But her life changed completely in just 10 days. The angel smiled and said gently, yes, her fate was written with 10 years of pain. But she changed it herself. When someone sincerely says, "Thank you, God, for everything in every situation," good or bad, they burn their past karma. Her test was over. Her 10 years of sorrow were reduced to just 10 days because of her pure gratitude. The pigeon was silent, humbled by the wisdom of the heavens. From that day on, the little bird became a symbol of faith and gratitude. Whenever the desert wind blew, people said they could still hear her song echoing, "Thank you, God, for everything." And perhaps that is the secret of life. Most of us begin to complain as soon as small problems come our way. We ask, "Why me?" But we forget that gratitude has the power to transform everything: our hearts, our circumstances, even our destiny. Complaining makes life heavier. Gratitude makes life lighter. So from today, make a promise to yourself. Whatever situation God keeps you in, whether it is painful or beautiful, you will always thank Him with all your heart. Because sometimes, just one small change, the decision to be grateful, can transform your entire life. Now, let's all say it together. Thank you, God, for everything.